Why, Dr. Orr, look, you can't be getting on my podcast messing the wine up. What are you doing?
I didn't say nothing. I'm just sitting here.
Your look told it all. Your look told it all.
I'm just sitting here. I don't have nothing to do with that foolishness. That's on
Yeah,
you.
see, you start. This is, listen, I can't start with you. It's too early to
I,
start with you. It's 2 o'clock on the East Coast. I can't test with you.
I'm just sitting here wondering what's that all about. But anyway,
See? Oh my God. What's up? What's up, family? How you doing? Welcome to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. Today is an incredible day. Today we celebrate our 100th episode. I don't have them little things that go ding, 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 and things slash. I don't have that, but hey, we made it to 100 episodes. I cannot believe we are at 100 episodes. I don't even know what to say. So I want to do this. First of all, to everyone that has ever listened to a podcast, to everyone that have ever listened to multiple podcasts, to our brand new guests listening to the first time, to everyone that had anything to do with making Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette happen, I want to personally say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been 100 great episodes. We had some incredible guests. To all of the guests that were here to lend their expertise, to all of the different topics we talked about, to all of the comments, both good and bad, because some of y'all just raw. But just everything that have been there. I just want to simply say thank you. Thank you for everybody that's participated in our social media. Be like, subscribe, share, follow up, comments, all of those things. I just want to say thank you. But today I wanted to bring on my friend, my boy, my dog, my business partner, my cut up. It's a cut up. It's always a cut up. But I had to get him on, even though he's traveling right now. But I had to get him on just to celebrate with me on his 100 episodes. So for some of you guys may not know him. He's an incredible guy. He's an author. He's an entrepreneur. He's a business owner. He does so many amazing things. He helps so many people around the world. He's been ordained as Lord out of the United Kingdom. He has his own territory. I go on and on and on. But y'all give it up to my boy, my friend, my dog, my BFF, Lord Dr. Sam Orr. What's going on, man?
man, what's happening? Congratulations, 100 episodes.
One, can you believe that?
Man, I can't believe it. You talking about, us cutting up. No, it's not us cutting up. It's you cutting up. I just sit here, mind my business, and you all cutting up all over the place. But congratulations, 100 episodes. That's incredible, man.
Man, that's a little kid like me, and I'm just thinking about, I'm gonna tell my actual city that I was raised in is called Miro, Louisiana. Didn't even have a traffic light once upon a time. And just to think about that, and then now you have 100 episodes, from talking to people with 170 plus countries around the world. You can't tell me God ain't good.
That's right. That's right. I can't remember if Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. That may have been the very first podcast on One Voice Radio. He's either the first or second podcast, but anyway, you kind of laid the foundation for all of the podcasts that's a part of One Voice Radio. You've done an incredible job, like you said, incredible guests. One lady sticks out in my mind always. I can't remember her name. I apologize, but I do remember the topic. It was about meditation, and I recall that episode probably a couple of years ago, but I
Hmm.
still refer to that particular episode because, that was one of the things that I know the value of meditating, but then, I'm challenged with meditating because like I said before, when I try to meditate, I fall asleep.
Yeah.
And one of the things that she said on that episode that you guys did, she talked about how if you fall asleep, just try to do bite-sized meditation. Start 1 minute, then 2 minutes, 5 minutes, until you could do a 10-minute or 15-minute meditation session. So I said that to say that there have been so many episodes over the years that have impacted me and so many other people. Another one comes to mind when you did the episode with the police officer. And I think
Yeah.
this was around the time with George Floyd and all of those things going on, and just talking about things from the perspective of the police, things that I didn't know. I understand that, you being a former officer and things of that nature, you're familiar with that, but I didn't know anything about it. And so I learned a lot that day. So again, thank you for each of the 100 episodes, your one victory. I mean, I could go on and on and
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I appreciate you for each of the 100 episodes.
It's interesting you say that, and you go through all of these episodes and you think one of the ones that a lot of people had eye openers on, but this is crazy. And I'm gonna go back to my one victory, but it was the one I did with the dancer. And I think it was something like the truth about a stripper or something to that effect. And I probably got more direct messages about that one, just directly, just literally saying I had no idea, because
Hmm.
everybody was in just this one particular vein. And then he did that. They were like, I had no idea, all of this is going on. So yeah,
See
it's been an
that
incredible
was
ride.
one of the highest rated episodes because all those freaks, they tried to get on thinking it was one thing. Once they got on, they found out it was education.
Right.
But they stuck
Right.
then. They thinking, okay, wait, they waiting on that moment. The moment is just you getting educated. But yeah.
Right. This when I did the one victory, that one victory was birthed out of pain. There's so many things I was going through at that time, and it was birthed out of pain. And having to everybody having that one victory, today is a one victory type moment. 100 episodes for someone like myself, that I was born in a very small, I'll just say town. I don't even know if you call it a town, right? Very
Hmm.
small town, and had all of the things that I talked about. I've seen the drug deals and all of those things. I've also seen the killings, the murders, but I've also seen the great neighbors and the community and the church and the spirituality and all of those things come together. And it's just some days I just got to pinch yourself, because who would have ever thought I would be in 170 plus countries speaking truth to people and sharing light at just amazing. And then you shared with me a few days ago the numbers. I was blown away. Hands
Hmm.
down, I was blown away, sir. I don't even know what to say. I was
Yeah, you
literally
got an
blown away.
incredible. Yeah, you got an incredible following. And your people are very loyal, to the podcast. They typically come week after week after week. Some podcasts, they get new, what's called unique visitors a lot. That means a lot of new people. But your unique visitors are high, but your permanent visitors are always high, which means you retain these people, man. You're giving them, you're feeding them, and it's like those stray cats. They keep coming back for more and more and more. So that's a testament to what you're doing, what you've done over the past 100 episodes. I'm curious though, what do you think the next 100 episodes are going to look like? What's on your mind for the next 100 episodes? I'm just curious.
I actually, one of the things that I actually want to do this, and I'm going to have to put in some work for this, but I actually want to talk to more athletes.
Okay.
I know I've done a couple of them about Simone and about Sha'Carri and redemption in athletics, but I want to do more in athletics. Here's why I share that, Doc. A lot of people just say, "Oh, because you play sports, you want to do it." No, but athletics teaches so many lessons. I mean, it literally teaches it teaches real life scenarios. So let me share a scenario. The first time I was ever introduced to racism
Hmm.
was in athletics.
Okay.
So I forgot the year, whatever years, 12-year old, 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there. So I was relatively young. And we were playing in an international tournament. We had a really good team, so on and so. I think we came in fifth or fourth or somewhere like that, right? And but I did not. I was not named to the all American team or the all tournament team or not none of that, right? And yet I was the best person on the floor. I was the best person in the stand. And multiple people was like, I can't even believe you're not on the team. So
Mm-hmm.
I understood that from the beginning. I'm not going to go through all of the details and yada yada, but understood how that happened. And I'll never forget. I was riding in the car with my dad, leaving the arena, riding in the car with my dad. And I remember my dad was like, it's okay, dada, go, go, go. And I just turned and looked. I said, what did I do so wrong to be
Mm-hmm.
done so wrong? Right? That's when I was, I don't know, 11, 12, somewhere around there. It crushed me. But that was my first introduction to racism.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so I want to do more stories like that because, athletics, and I know when you and I talk in our personal sessions and building and all those things, we use education from athletics more than anything. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that would help a lot of the community. Here's another one. If you think about this, when my first love, my very first love, and people be like, oh, you love it. My very first love was baseball,
Mm.
right? So baseball was there. It was sports, but it was baseball. I was that dude. I was that dude. So you growing up and you're that dude. And then all of a sudden, injury here to my nose, and then an injury, one more, and a surgery, and my career was done.
Right.
Now, here's why I'm sharing that because I was in that track to get drafted and all of these other things and all of this other showcases. Yeah, been there, done that. But now in an instant, Dr. Orm, it was snatched from me.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what a lot of people don't talk about. What do you do with those athletes that something was snatched from them immediately and that's their first love?
Right. Well, I mean, from my standpoint, and I know you got your own theory on it, but what it brings to mind is I remember when I first attended World Changers International, Pastor Creflo Dollar, when I first attended the church. I
Mm-hmm.
came under, I was tricked to go there, but that's another story for another day. But I heard a story that was very, very similar. And just kind of, making a long story short, he talked about how he was called to the ministry, but he wasn't, really interested in the ministry because he was an
Right.
athlete. He was an
Boy, you better
athlete.
preach.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
he's like he wasn't interested in the ministry. He's an athlete, so he continued to pursue his athletic career until
Right.
he ripped up his knee. He tore up his knee to a point where he could never be in athletics or sports again. And so he took another look at this calling in terms of being in the ministry. And as you can see, the rest is history. So when when you said that, that came to my mind because it's quite possible that God had a
Oh,
totally different plan. I'm serious, had a totally different plan for you, instead of hitting a baseball, changing people's lives, saving people's lives, all the things that we talked about with this 100 episodes and how you've affected so many people around. Quite frankly, to me, this is just my own theory. If you've saved one person's life, that was more than an entirety of a baseball career. That's the way I look
oh
at it.
wow.
And I know for a fact you have saved multiple people's lives from, crossing that threshold to, whether it was suicide or just talking them down from depression. You've saved a lot of people's lives. But from my perspective, again, if you save one person's life, no matter how great your baseball career would have been, that one life saved was more important. So God may have had a different perspective. That's just the way I see
Well, he did.
it.
He did. I mean, it's incredible. And it just goes into that. So when you ask that question about what's the other side, I really want to talk to some more athletes, not from a standpoint, like everybody was like, oh, what is it like to be in NBA or NFL or MLB? No, but it's that other side. And then the other side of it, which is business.
Hmm.
Why is it that, what is it, 78% of athletes after 3 years go bankrupt and
Right.
broke, destitute, living on the street? What is, no, what
Right.
are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? So I want to take a look at that and and then be able to move in those different spaces. So yeah, that's
That's good.
that's that's what it is. That's where we going. That's where we going, man. That's
Hey,
that's
that's
where we
real
going.
good. It's real good.
It's interesting. We celebrating this 100th episode, and just no script, no nothing. We just on here talking. Just a Monday afternoon. We in here doing our thing. But
Right.
what's interesting is on the business side, how things are starting to like line up as well. Like we're celebrating 100 years, but also on the business side,
100
launching
years.
something. I'm sorry, 100 episodes.
What
Ooh,
you give
Lord.
me some of what you got? 100 years.
Yeah, just show that little wisdom right here, that little
Right.
wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't need that much wisdom.
We walk and steer the walk.
Right. 100 years. Okay. I'm with you though.
Fragile, frail, just everything. So yeah, man, we doing that, but I definitely want to just acknowledge how many things are going. Let me ask you this question. I know you started. Can you expound upon that? Because I've heard a lot of people come at your boy. I mean, a lot of people come at your boy and said, "Listen, are you sure?" And I got my air quotes up. You sure you're not called to preach? And y'all, I'm not a preacher, but anyway,
Mhm.
from your perspective, you know me pretty well. From your perspective, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, from all the people that I know and respect that have been called to the ministry, they knew when they were called. There was no question about it. Whether they
Mm,
were obedient may have been a different story, but most of them, all of them, knew that they were called. Now you got all these, I call them fake preachers out there. I ain't gonna get started on them. I ain't talking about them because
yeah, no, leave him alone.
yeah, I leave them alone. But the real preachers that they knew when they were called. There is no question about it from what I gather from them. So if that was a scenario for you, you would absolutely know. The thing
Hmm.
about it is, okay, am I going to be obedient to this, or am I just going to act like I wasn't called? But here's the other thing: a lot of people get being called to the ministry confused with ministry. You don't have to be a
That's right.
preacher to do ministry. You don't have to do
Exactly.
it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to wear a collar to do ministry. It is just to go out and do the work of the Lord. That is the things that you're doing. You're empowering people. You're talking people off the ledge. You're putting people in a better position to succeed, whether it's mentally, physically, financially, and otherwise. You are doing a ministry, even without being a minister or a pastor or a bishop or whatever the titles are, right? So for me, the work is the same. I would rather have, and I'm just talking about Sam Oram, I would rather have someone instilling ministry into my life than a fake minister up there telling me lies. I would rather have that. So the ministry, it is what it is. I know you're laughing at me. But this ain't my podcast, so I ain't gonna go there. But I'll leave it there. In all seriousness, though, what you're doing seriously is you are really fulfilling a ministry in the sense that you're empowering a whole lot of people on a daily basis. I won't get into it. We don't have enough time to list all the things that you do for so many people. Again, whether it's personally, professionally, business wise, family wise, just giving consultations to people just to kind of give them a sense of comfort. Man, that is a ministry. And I hope I'm not going too far when I say this, but when I see you and your daughter on all holidays, but then just some occasions that ain't even no holiday or nothing. Y'all fix sandwiches and take it and feed the homeless. Nobody know about it. It ain't, you ain't putting it on tick and all this other kind of stuff. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
You just y'all and you're teaching and instilling values in your daughter to say, hey, look, we're gonna make these sandwiches. We're gonna go give them to the homeless people. We're gonna serve people. In other words, to being a servant, and you do that selflessly. That's a ministry. So whether you are called to be a minister or you're doing ministry, you checking the boxes, brother. And these 100 episodes have been nothing short of a powerful ministry from my perspective.
Man, I truly appreciate that. You talk about Gabrielle, as we like to call her. You talk about the Piter. The Piter is the Piter. The Piter gonna
Mm-hmm.
make Piter do what Piter does, right?
Right.
But when you see her, and you see that father-daughter opportunity, and you see her looking and asking those questions, and you see her growing, every day in her thoughts. And but then she would do something, and we would go to, I don't know, let's say the store, or go and grab something to eat. And sometimes you have a homeless person come up and ask for something, or something to that effect, and she'll see someone on the street. This is a true story. Who's coming from Atlanta, and driving to New Orleans, and she saw somebody on the side of the road, and had the windows up. I wasn't paying attention to him, and she just tapped me on the shoulder. She said, "Daddy, can we give him $1?"
Mm,
I,
right.
I never said that, or said, "Hey, let's give this guy." She said it herself. So when you say that, that means a lot to me, because it's not about how many billions we have in the bank, but it's about what we're doing, and can God trust us with that money to continue to
Hmm.
fulfill whatever He has for each of our lives around the world. So that's
It,
just incredible.
it's the ministry. That is the ministry, and you have instilled those values into, again, not just other people, but your daughter. Recall you even did a podcast with your daughter. So these are things that these 100 episodes have meant to so many people. And by the way, I say homeless people. I don't know. People have been telling me lately that I'm really old school, so some of my verbiage may be inappropriate. If that's inappropriate, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I just may not
Yeah.
know. Because when I grew up, it was, homeless people. We talked about handicap. You can't say handicap anymore. You is disabled,
Mhm.
those type things. So if I offended anybody, just charge it to my head and not to my heart. I genuinely don't know. There's so much new stuff. He, she, them, him, all, I don't know all that stuff. I'm old school,
Okay.
so just come from that perspective. But anyway, Stanley, seriously, every story that you're sharing is a teaching from one of these 100 episodes. That is a ministry. I know you mentioned on one of your podcasts that I heard. I want to say it was how some people in Denmark were affected by your message. South Africa that was affected by your message, by your ministry. I'm sorry, by your podcast, which
Yeah.
in essence is truly a ministry. Anytime you're empowering people, and you started this out talking about business, you've empowered so many people financially. I see you got a shirt on saying Team Synergy. What's that all about? I like the word synergy. What's that all about?
Man, listen, and wait, where is it? Let me put it in the. Y'all got to
Right.
go to YouTube and see this. But anyway, so in our business, One Voice, before I was beautifully promoted to the president of the company, we had a team, and we named it Team Synergy, right? And going into Team Synergy was just about everybody in the like mind, like spirits, and growing together, not just, oh, we needed a cute name and let's name it that, but everybody growing in that certain, and not leaving anybody behind, right? So from Team Synergy, it birthed out a lot of people that's doing some amazing things. My partner in Charlotte, Kinston Griffin, and his dad, and all of those things that they're doing. Kevin Douglas up in where's Kevin at now? I think he's in Ohio now. Doing the thing, him and Stacy Douglas, what they're doing. And I'm not gonna start naming names, because then I'm gonna get in trouble.
Right.
But then people starting doing things, and then recently, people that are recently came into the business and came into that fold, like Michael Rosario, just brand new, and some of the things that has transpired in his life, so all of that, bringing in that team synergy in business, is not just also all about making money, but all, what is it, five, six tentacles of wealth that are just, it's just been amazing.
Yeah.
It's just been amazing.
And again, that goes back to what we're saying in terms of how you're ministering to people through your podcast, through your mindset. See, you didn't name it Team Make a Dollar. You named it
Right.
Team Synergy. And like you said, there's some principles behind that. And those principles are that's your ministry. That's your tithes. That's your
Yeah.
contribution, to society, if you will. So once again, I can't say it enough about how excited I was over the past 100 episodes, but even more excited about what the next 100 plus episodes look like. I can't wait.
Man, this is going to be exciting. And lastly, you talk about team synergy. That also opened up my parent company name is Open Doors. I'm not going to go into that because that's deep as deep you can get. But
Mm-hmm.
just being in a space to have a platform such as this, and I also want to thank you because if we didn't start the radio station, right, this would not have been possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember this conversation we had probably right before we started, and I'm doing a website. I've never done a website before. And you like all the content you got to come up with. Wait, what do you mean all of the content? There's no cookie cut? No, sir.
Right. Right.
All of this you got to come up with. And as we were writing and going through, and finally we got it where we wanted to, and we submitted, and it was approved by everybody, and all of this other stuff. And I remember the first time I was in the basement. I was on looking at TV in the basement, and I went to YouTube, and I was literally right beside President Barack Obama. I was
Mm-hmm.
done.
Yeah.
I'm good. We don't have to do not in that episode. I am literally beside the 44th president of the United States, and right beside him was Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. I was
Mm-hmm.
done. I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good.
I know exactly what you mean with that. I remember now this is crazy too. I remember like renting a car. And I don't know where I was going, but renting a car, I just pop on, you got all these fancy gadgets, and I hit the app Spotify. And uh the first thing that played on Spotify was your podcast on Spotify, because I guess it connected to the phone. I don't know how that stuff works. But
Right.
I'm like, dang, hold on. Spotify and rental car and Let's Talk with Stanley. What's really going on here? And I was proud, but also a fun fact that nobody knows but you. It is a fun fact for everybody. Nobody knows this, but some of I have my own podcast, but originally when we were putting this thing together, I wanted my podcast to be called Let's Talk. Let's Talk with Sam Oram. And through all of these machinations back and forth, it was like he always talking about somebody trying to steal something from him. He stole my podcast
Yeah,
topic, Let's
whatever.
Talk, and turned it to Let's Talk with Stanley
With
Doucette.
Stanley Doucette.
Should have been Let's Talk with Sam Moore. But nevertheless, brother, I'm proud of what you've done, proud of what you're doing. Like I said, just popping that in the rental car and seeing your name pop up, and you're on YouTube and 22 different podcast platforms. Your presence is incredible in terms of your reach. And so you have impacted so many people's lives. I had to say that again. And I congratulate you. I applaud you for what you're doing. You help so many people. Continue to do that, brother. Continue to spread your messages of empowerment, synergy, success,
Yes.
and giving everybody an opportunity to have that one victory. So I do applaud you and I salute you, my brother.
I sure appreciate it. Dr. Can we do this? Let's do this. Um, I want this podcast to be a celebration, but I
Mm-hmm.
also want it to be an opportunity.
Okay.
I also want it to be an opportunity. For those that are listening, um, we've been fortunate enough to birth something that I think is a game changer. That's just across America. I think it's a game changer. And from a financial standpoint, when I was growing up, I didn't really understood finances. I
Mm-hmm.
understand a little bit more now, but not as in depth as I should. But when I was growing up, I had absolutely no clue about finances.
Okay.
And I give you an example. Don't laugh at your boy, but when I first went to school, and that first week they have all of the tables out, all of the vendors, from credit card people to just
Mm-hmm.
different activities on campus. Well, the first one I saw was Discover. And it was like, oh, fill out an application, get, and I fill out my Discover card application and they approved it. Lord, what in the world? Dr. Orm, like, I got a credit card. Here's the thing that they didn't tell me though. The bill come in 30 days.
They ain't tell you too. They approved everybody. They like, gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
I didn't know I had to start paying money back. Like, what? Wait, what? Why y'all asking for the money back? You gave me the credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So I know y'all are laughing out there. Y'all can laugh at me, but that's literally how green I was.
No, hold on.
Right.
Before you finish that story, let me throw my 2 cent worth in. This turn up
Okay.
telling my age now. Well, you had Discover card. When I did that experience, I don't even think Discover was around. They gave a card. There was a company, a gas company called Amoco. I don't know if you ever heard of
Yeah,
Amoco.
yeah, yeah.
They gave everybody $200 Amoco gas card. And I didn't at that time, I didn't even have a whip. So what I'm need with a gas card, but me and my fellas, we figured it out. We got the gas card. We went to this little gas station called Spurs in Tallahassee, Florida, right
Yeah,
behind the
yes, sir.
racetrack. We
Yes.
went to Spurs, and boy, we were loading up on honey buns and and packs of Roman noodles or whatever you call them things. We used our gas card for food, and we maxed out that $200. Never did get a tank of gas, not even a tank of gas. Amoco. Some
Wait,
of y'all don't even know
wait,
what Amoco is.
wait. Don't Amico go with like AM bum bum MCO or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that?
exactly, exactly. You telling your age too. These cats ain't even never heard of no Amoco. But that was the first same thing. They had all these tables out in front of the student union, and everybody get these credit cards. We got the $200. Man, I still owe Amco $200.
That's
Still owe
right,
'em.
man. So it was not. So I'm glad to hear it wasn't just me. So I want to speak to everybody because I still want to stay into where we are and what we do. Right. And I know a lot of people, guys, you out there and you may be suffering from things that you didn't even know. Like I didn't even know about credit cards for real, for real. I didn't know
Mhm.
the game. I didn't understand it. No, there are other people out there that want that education. They want that knowledge. They want to hear something. They want to be in a superior standpoint to understand finances. They want to understand how the wealthy stay wealthy and all of those things. I think we have well, my opinion, we have a solution for that. Whether
Mhm.
it's your credit, whether it's people that are looking to advance their businesses, advance their personal life, consolidating debt the proper way, and having a team there to help you get out some of those things that are there. We have something that we're going to be doing on August the 31st, 2024. We're going to be hosting our One Voice Financial Services and Consulting, what do I want to call it? I don't want to say training. I'll just
Workshop.
say workshop. Yeah, that's a better word. Workshop. Here's what I want you guys to do. This is extremely important. Shoot me an email or go to YouTube or whatever, but make sure, matter of fact, let's do this. Go to Let's Talk with StanleyDoucette.com and send me a message if you want the information because it's invitation only. This is private. It's not, we're not posting to everybody and everybody can pop in, pop. No, no, no. And what we're going to do is we're going to introduce you to the other side where those things that you've always wanted can be fulfilled. All of those things, people that want to clean up and restore their credit the proper way, we have all those things already in place. But this is what you must do. You must contact me. Go to Let's Talk with StanleyDoucette.com. Send me a direct message if you want to register. Now, we only doing 100 slots. We're not doing 1,000. It's not going to be open and everybody just come on. We're only doing 100. If you're not serious, don't send me a message. But if you're serious about perhaps having access to, thousands or millions of dollars that you can build your business and expand your business, we got you. If you're looking for personal loans or lines of credit to expand some of the things you're doing personally with your family, we got you. If you're looking to expand just yourself and get that education and being a consumer, we got you. If you have a small business and you have people like a roofing company or air conditioning man or something like that, and people need loans, short-term loans for 1,000, 2,000, $4,000, something like that, and you want to see how you can participate to provide that to your consumers, to your customers, we got you. All of those things plus some more things, grants and loans, all of the governments, all of that, we got you. But you must contact me at Let's Talk with StanleyDoucette.com. It is truly going to change your life. That's LETS, LETS. Let's Talk with StanleyDoucette.com. It's going to change your life. Doc, I'm sorry, I had to put in there because I just feel strongly that there are some people that's in the country, that's in America, that truly just needed that simple hand up and
Right.
help them explode their life.
Right, absolutely. I figured you was gonna get it in. ABC always be closing. I knew this
That
was
always.
celebration, but but I knew you were gonna get it in. But again, I mean, I don't want to keep sounding redundant, but to offer to empower people, that's a ministry. So hey, look, it's consistent with who you are. So yeah, I'm ready to bring it. That's gonna be a life-changing opportunity for if you're invited, if you're fortunate enough to be invited to that workshop, it's going to be a life-changing experience. And I don't guarantee a lot, but I guarantee that.
There it is. Boom. We could close on that. So listen, go to let's talk with StanleyDoucette.com. If you're interested, send me a message, holler at your boy. Go to all of the social media channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Well, I don't really do X too much. Oh, that's a whole nother story. What's the other one I forgot? And the YouTube channel. Go there, like, subscribe, share, send me a comment, all of those other things. And you're truly interested in what we're doing and helping you build your financial portfolio, get at us. Let's talk with StanleyDoucette.com. Dr. Orm, brother, I appreciate it. I know you got a tight schedule. You about to hop on a jet, but I'm jealous, but I'm not gonna say anything. You
Hey,
didn't
I
want your boy to
appreciate
come.
you. I appreciate you, my brother. I gotta keep laying this foundation for everybody. So I'm gonna crisscross the not just the country, but the world. So let's keep doing it. Let's get it.
Let's do what we do. So with that being said, I love you guys. Why? Since he messed me up the first time, and we out. I'll see y'all on the beaches of the world. God bless. Y'all have an incredible, incredible day. Talk with you soon. Peace.
Peace.